Okay. Well, welcome to tonight's team call, you guys. Caitlin is going to lead us and talk about Emerald and what that means for you guys. But before I pass it over to her, I just want to remind you that our What is Coaching call is happening Thursday at, we decided 7:30 p.m. EST. Um, that you can invite your friends, followers, family to listen to learn more about what we do as coaches and more about our team. So that will be on this link that we always use. Okay, at 7:30, I will put a reminder in the team page so that you can invite your potential coaches to listen in on that. And it will be recorded. So if they can't make it, I'm sorry, I have a child like pacing and distracting me really hardcore right now. So that will be recorded and we will share that recording if needed for someone. I'm going to mute myself so I can find out what the hell is going on. Okay, see you, Kate.
I haven't been muted this whole time. And I'm just sitting here having a moment. This dog is, she's needy. Okay, hey guys. How are you all tonight? I'm so excited to see your beautiful faces. Okay, so, excuse me, do not. I'm multitasking here with this whole like mom call thing. Okay, so tonight's call is a mess. We're fine. We're moving on. It's okay. Welcome to the fact that being a coach means you don't have to be perfect at literally anything. So here we are. Okay. So tonight's call is a little bit different because, normally we talk about like informational stuff or hype stuff or whatever. Tonight, we're going to talk specifically about building our business, AKA hitting Emerald. Super exciting. Also, spoiler alert, I do have a mini challenge for you at the end of this, so you're welcome in advance. Okay, so this whole Emerald thing, you guys, I'm kind of jacked. I'm really tired and I'm really wired, so it's a really interesting combination going on in my head. This whole Emerald thing, I think back to when I had just started coaching, the idea of hitting Emerald, which for those of you that don't know, that means that you have not one, but two, a whole two people underneath you within your team. So we'll get to more of that later. But the idea of having to do that was overwhelming and terrifying and just all the things. Like I was all in my head about it. It made me super uncomfortable. I'm like, there is no way like that I'm going to do that. Like, I mean, limiting beliefs galore. And the thing is, I promise you, if you feel that way in any way, shape, or form, you get on the other side of it, like you rank advance to it, like you will, because you will get there, like that's guaranteed. You look back and it's like all of a sudden, well, I don't understand what the fuss was about. Like this really wasn't that big of a deal. And then you'll just move on with your life. Like I promise you, it's like it's not one of those things you're gonna look back and be like, oh my gosh, I did that. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I can do that again. And as far as what Emerald is, so literally Emerald rank within this coaching business, you guys, it's two people who are underneath you on your team. They are either those that are joining you because they want to be a coach, they want to work the business with us, not just you, but with us. Because like when somebody enrolls as a coach, obviously you get this whole team. We're all, I love that we are such a team effort within this community. Like it's not like if you're in, you get everybody. So it's either somebody like that, or it's somebody who just wants all of the perks. They're wanting to do the whole preferred customer thing, get the discounts, the early access to VIP programs, all the things. It's seriously as simple as that. Now, the only thing that complicates that at all, and this is maybe a little like, it's not harsh, it's fine. The only thing that complicates this process at all is the shit that you tell yourself in your head. The only thing that complicates it. I promise you 100% the limiting beliefs, the little voice that you let just talk all kinds of doubt and insecurity and all this stuff in your head, that's the only thing that's complicated about hitting Emerald. Promise you, coming from experience, like looking back at it, yes. So moving on, I want to talk about why Emerald is important for you for your business. I also am going to leave you with hopefully some helpful tips when it comes to the way that I go about hitting Emerald um, month after month. So, why is it important? First of all, of course, it is the foundation of your business, right? I think, when it comes to, we always talk about how like Success Club, like hitting SC5 each month is helping 3 people enroll with a total solution package and getting them started with their health journey. And that is like the basis of building your business, right? Emerald needs to be up there too. Like, really, in a perfect world, you should be striving to hit SE5 every month, Success Club 5. You should also be striving to hit Emerald every month. So, again, if it feels like a big thing in your head, just like take a breath and take a step back for a second, because it will feel a little bit easier as we go through this, I promise. Um, for me, like, it's just where I'm at now with this business, and looking back, I wish I could kind of go back and shake myself and be like, hey, this isn't really as overwhelming as you're making it. And if I would have earlier on gotten more comfortable with getting used to seeing that goal in my head of, I'm going to hit SE5 and I'm going to shoot to have either 2 coaches or 2 preferred customers enroll with me a month, I think I would, not that I would be farther along than where I am now, but I think I would have gotten more comfortable at a faster rate, because I certainly went back and forth with coaching for a good bit before I really kicked into high gear with it. So there's that. Second of all, hitting Emerald opens a lot of doors for you. Not only do you become eligible to receive like client leads from the Beachbody website, like anybody who goes directly to the website and just like clicks a button and buys something, they're assigned a coach. You get put into that pool of coaches that gets those people. So that leads to obviously more clients, potentials for more preferred customers, more coaches, SC club points. Like, I've had random Success Club points that just show up and I had nothing to do with it. It's somebody who enrolled with a total solution package and I just happened to get that random person. So that is it's just kind of like a little happy birthday moment, kind of. You also open yourself up to being able to hit a new financial level in your business, because team cycle bonus becomes a thing. Rolling over total volume becomes a thing, which I'm not going to go into detail specifically about what all that is. If you do have questions with that, you can get with one of us coaches and we can help with that. But essentially, you get more perks and more positive feedback in all sorts of different ways just by helping more people. And then not only that, within our team, you also, I don't know, this is one of those things, you guys, where the harder you lean in, the more fun it is, the more momentum you can feel. So, like, if you're somebody who is, working towards this and you're hitting Emerald, you are going to be, I mean, again, I don't want to come off sounding like a jerk or anything, but it's like you've put your money where your mouth is, Like, you said you were going to do the thing, you're working towards it. Like, even if you're not necessarily hitting it as of yet, like, just to see that you're working towards it, I think in general is going to help you build momentum within your business, because you become tighter knit with other women in the team who are also working. So that is a very big aspect to me when it comes to all this. As far as the last bit, I mean, it's just more fun, because you hitting Emerald means that you are inviting more people to join your team, to join our team. Like, think about where your life was before you started with this, and think about like where it is now. Like, just being surrounded with these women and this community. I You get to add to that. Like, literally, like, this is one of those things where it's like the more the merrier. Like, and I don't know, I think way back when, like, for the longest time, like, Corey was doing her own thing. And then for a while there, it was me and Corey and a couple other coaches. And like, I mean, I think about it now and it's just crazy. Like, the growth we've had in the last year is freaking insane to me. And it is literally so much more fun when you have people that want to like work hard, play hard with you. So there's that. Okay. So the actual inviting part, which I know can stir up all kinds of fun emotions. We're just gonna dive right into it. First of all, as far as you go, like all of you, uh, you have a lot to offer somebody. Okay, you all have your own unique and amazing experiences and knowledge base that you can utilize to, I mean, this mission we have, right, is to help people with their health. Like, you are very capable of helping to change somebody's lives. In some cases, helping to save people's lives. I mean, seriously, like the stories that you hear from this business, it's just, you are, I think sometimes like we get to this whole point where we need to invite and we get sucked into our head where it's like, oh, like I'm not going to be good at this, or I'm scared to reach out, or they're going to judge me, or they're going to think differently of me, or something like that. And again, think about the environment that you're in within this community, right? Like it's pretty freaking fun, right? Like for me, like I feel like we're inviting people to the party. It's like, dude, like we're having the time of our lives. Like we are doing all these things. And I mean, do you want to be a part of it? I mean, I get really amped up when it comes to inviting people to this because it's just a lot of fun. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, like if they say no, it's kind of their loss. You know, it has nothing to do with us. Like a no has nothing to do with you. Maybe it's just not the right time for that person. Maybe it's just not for them, period. It's no harm, no foul. We're just going to keep moving on because we're doing our thing. And the people who are going to be a part of this team and contribute to this team and help it grow, we're not going to want to like have somebody who's just kind of like half into it, like we want somebody who wants to go. So, and now I know the whole hearing no thing is scary. Okay. Like we are hardwired to not like the word no. We don't do well with rejection as humans, right? So, but in our world, no's are, I mean, of course we want yeses, but no's are also a good thing. If you kick me, I'm going to have a serious issue. Thank you. Sorry. Um, Getting no's in our world means that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is reaching out, connecting with people, offering solutions and opportunities when you see if it could be a potential help to them. And that's it. Like, that's what we do. We aren't here to make people feel obligated to join us. We aren't here to shove things down their throat. We aren't here to like overcome every tiny painstaking little objection that they have. I mean, certainly we're going to be addressing concerns and answering questions to help them with their decisions, but we're not here to like, again, twist somebody's arm to do this. We are literally here just to share, what this life is about. That's all we're doing. When it comes to somebody saying yes to this, you guys, the only timeline that matters with any of that is that person's. So who are you to say when is a good time for them to start, right? So the thing is, we're here to just, I mean, even just inviting somebody, and yes, let's say that they say no. They know now what you have to offer. They know now that you're interested in them as a potential. And if and when the day comes that they want to enroll, you're also consistently showing up. So you're showing up in their news feed. You're probably sending them a message, once or twice a month or however often you're engaging in their stuff. So they're seeing you, they're seeing that you're a real person and you're a genuine person and all these things. And so when they're ready to enroll, it's like, well, I'm going with her because she's legit. She's not going to just like sign me up and drop me or, just try to make a sale out of me. Like she actually cares and wants to see me succeed. So super important. And then two, it's a whole different ball game now that we have this whole preferred customer program. Night and day difference. Because way back when it was you were either a coach or not. And so like we would enroll people as coaches and call them discount coaches, but they still had to, put up their social security numbers, like all that stuff. Like the preferred customer thing's pretty awesome because it's essentially just like a client with perks. And I think it takes some doubts out of people's minds when it comes to doing that. And really, all of your limiting beliefs aside, it makes Emerald easier to achieve than ever. So like for me, for example, I am a diamond coach. I have a few working coaches on my team. The rest of them are preferred customers. 100%. And, The way that I go about, asking someone to become a preferred customer, it very well could be. I certainly have people on my downline that are like friends or family that just wanted a discount, like literally, like they know me and they wanted a discount on Shakeology, or like my mom, like eats collagen for breakfast a lot. So like you have that, but like you also are going to be, inviting people that are new to you as clients. And something that has been really helpful for me when it comes to having more transition from that client to that preferred customer segue there is I always, when I'm getting ready to sign somebody up, without fail, before I send them a share cart, I ask them what their thoughts are for the next 90 days as far as all of this goes. We've had all the conversations about what they're getting. They know the value of their Shakeology or their performance line or their glow and go pack, whatever you call that thing. They know the value of all of that. And so I'll just let them know, it's like, hey, do you think that you're potentially going to continue with this after this first 30 days? A lot of my clients do. I know it's been really helpful for them, like X, Y, and Z. This is why it's helpful for me. Like, just give them some feedback with that goes, and just say, if you're interested in that, I can save you money from here on out when it comes to the monthly cost for that. I don't require you to have it to work with me, but it's just, I just want to give you a heads up with the information ahead of time. And then, I'll let them know that it's easier if they think that they're going to want to do that to enroll as a preferred customer when I send them their share cart, because it's super seamless. They also don't have to deal with that $40 sign up fee if they do it after the fact. And that's about it. I just leave it up to them. I let them know like they get a discount on any future orders and the VIP access, all that stuff. Like I just let them know and then I just leave it. I leave it up to them. That is the extent of it. And I mean, I don't know. I bet maybe like 40% or so of my people will do that, like just off the top of their head. So that is a big way that I do it. Also, like times like this right now, we have the 4-week gut protocol that came out. That's another big push because you have to be a coach or a preferred customer to have access to that. So that's another one that's big because that's the thing too is like, yes, like ideally we would have new people enroll as preferred customers, but two, when you're, as you're working through adding on more people, I mean, look at your current clients, when and if you, when you have them. Are they purchasing a lot of product where you could save them some money as a preferred customer? Are they interested in doing the new program? I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst they're going to say is no. And we've already talked about how no is fine. So just things to think about. Now, so that's like kind of how I do things with a preferred customer bit. Now, like with the actual invites to coaching, that is something that looks different for everybody depending on who I'm asking. Okay, because that is a whole different ball game. Sometimes for me, it's a client who is rocking their wellness journey, showing up in the groups, or not showing up in the group at all, but they're posting all of their stuff on their social media. I am sure as hell asking them, like, hey, like you're basically already doing half of my job for free. Like, what do you say? Maybe it's somebody that I've been chatting back and forth with, and pain points of theirs have come up, and I can see where the coaching opportunity may help them. It could be somebody I just really vibe with. If I have somebody that like I just love, like they are my people, I will totally send an out of the blue message and just be like, hey, this is really fucking random, but I would regret not asking you. You're just totally my people. It would be so much fun to do this coach life with you. Like, I have no idea if it's ever been on your radar or even something that you've ever thought about. And obviously, this is a non-pressure situation, but do you think you'd ever want information about it? And that's the thing too. I don't typically ever invite somebody and just say, hey, do you want to be a coach? It's always, hey, do you want to get information on what we do as coaches? Because I think it leaves it a little bit more open-ended. It takes the pressure off. People are a lot more likely to respond to you. And again, the no's are okay. You're still planting that thought in their head, because I promise you, if you ask somebody to be a coach, and they say no, every time that they see your content, when it comes to anytime you're talking about coaching in your stories or your posts or your lives or whatever, it's going to hit different because you personally reached out and asked them about it. Like, it's like, they got a personal invite to the party versus just like, driving by and seeing a sign for it. Like, they know that you were interested in them. So even from a subconscious level, it's going to hit different. So, um, another thing, where was I on here? I think that was all I had. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, and then one other thing I wanted to just to help shift your perspective a little bit too when it comes to these invites, you guys, is that we don't get to decide, like we don't like we would never want people to make decisions for us, right? Like what we want to do, what we don't want to do. And it's kind of the same thing with this. We don't get to decide whether or not somebody would be a good coach or not, or be interested in coaching or anything like that, right? Like they get to decide, but they can't decide if we don't ask. So us not asking, like somebody who we see potential in, or whatever scenario it is where you're asking them, us not asking is basically us just taking their decision right out of everything. So it's okay to ask them. Like, leave it up to them. We are sharing. And that's the thing too, when it comes to, again, another like just a little mindset shift for you, because that whole rejection thing, like, because obviously you are definitely going to get yeses. Like, you're definitely going to get yeses, but you're certainly going to get nos too. Something else to like help with that rejection thing that really helped me, because I would always get my feelings hurt a bit, is I would stop asking with the goal of getting a yes or a no. Like, I stopped, that was no longer a goal. The goal was just to share the coaching opportunity. There's no rejection with that. None at all whatsoever. It's like, hey, like, here's the information. Do what you will with it. So that too, I think it just frees you up. It takes some of that pressure off. So hopefully that was helpful. Your homework for tonight. For tomorrow. You don't have to do it tonight. You can do it tomorrow. So Corey already said we have the coaching event on Thursday. You know what I'm gonna say. That you gotta invite. You gotta invite some people to the event. You just gotta do it. It could be a client. It could be someone that you have been having good talks with. It could be a friend or a family member who is just maybe like coaching is not for them and they've communicated that to you, but you could just be like, hey, like, could you just support me with this? Like, could you just come to this call and just listen to this? Um, Maybe it's somebody that you legitimately think would be a great fit as a coach. And you don't have to come from this as a place of like, oh, everything and, come and I can mentor you. You can be like, hey, I'm brand spanking new at this and I'm learning as I go. It would be really fun to learn it together. Like, you can meet them where you're at. Like, don't ever feel uncomfortable to let people know where you're at with this. If anything, it is an easier way to connect with people rather than that whole like fake it till you make it. We're not going to do that. We're just going to be real until we make it. So, um, and just make it a no pressure thing. It could also be somebody. I've invited people before that like they're just down and out and they could use a pick me up or a girls' night or just like an uplifting night. I've done that too. So, just make it a no pressure thing. I usually just say, hey, like, we're gonna have some great stories and you can grab a drink if that's your thing while we chat and just come hang out with us. If anything, it's just a fun night. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like, whatever you got going on in your head, if it's there, like, I need you to just like turn that off while you do these invites, and then you can turn it back on after if you feel the need. Um, so I'm asking you for a minimum of 5 that you have to invite. You can do more, of course, if you would like to. And I'm not saying that you have to have 5 people that show up on that call, but you just have to invite 5 people. Okay. And remember, we are just planting thoughts about what we're doing. Okay. We're sharing what we've got going on. And then once you've invited them for accountability purposes and all, the post for this call in the Living Healthy and Fit group, I want you to comment the names of your 5 or more people that you're going to invite. Um, again, like I can understand that this is certainly nerve-wracking when you're initially starting with this. I mean, I think back to when I was starting with this, and it certainly was for me. But look, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with these invites and all this stuff. Same with like the wellness group, like inviting people to that too. The more you do it, the more confident you're going to get with it. And if you're struggling with like knowing what to say, or like you get a response back from somebody, you know what to say, because I promise you, you think that you're like looking for wording when somebody says no, wait till somebody says yes, because then it's just like, what do I do now? But if you're struggling with wording and all, like reach out to Corey or I. Like we are here. That's what we're here for, is to like mentor and help you guys. Like we can give you an idea of what we would say, and then you can just tweak it to sound like you. Like we're here for that 100%. And like the only way to get good at something is to start out as a beginner and do it messy. We could get real tough about it and go the Gary V route, and be the only way to become an expert is to start something as a fucking moron. It's verbatim what he says, or looking like an idiot or something like that. Like literally, like in order to get to here, we have to be comfortable starting where we're at and just working through it. So I think that is something, if you are going to make strides within this business, you like that whole vibe of the whole saying of you've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't know if that ever goes away. At least it hasn't for me yet. And I know it hasn't for Corey, so I don't have good hopes that that's going to go away. It's just, but it's fun because we all get to do it together. We all lean in on each other, and it's just like, I don't know. It's all good vibes. So you all are so amazing. I am super excited to see all of the names of the people that you invite. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys have a good night. I don't know if Corey has anything to say. She usually does.
Sorry, I was trying to get it back to gallery view so that I could see everybody. No, that was amazing. You hit so many freaking points that are so true. Like, just do the damn thing. We all have to start somewhere. And guys, I say this all the time, but you can never say the right thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, and you can never say the wrong thing to the right person at the right time. Detach yourself from the outcome and just present it like Caitlin said, like just share it. Like, you're here for a reason, right? And you love this community for a reason. So just share that portion of it. And the only other thing I will say really quick is a podcast that I listened to on sharing the business opportunity a couple weeks ago. She talks about how so often we put ourselves in this position of, well, once I start making X amount of dollars, then I will be successful enough that I can start presenting the business opportunity, and people will look up to me, and they will believe that I can mentor them, and I will be a leader because I've hit this rank. But if we never invite to get to that rank, how do you get there? It doesn't really work that way. And she also touched on the average American home could greatly benefit from an additional $100 to $200 a month. You don't need to be making six figures to be successful in this business. Okay, you don't need to be a diamond or 2-star diamond to share why you love this community and why it's been life-changing for you, because you already have a story. Even if you're day one of being a coach, you already have a story. Okay, so don't let that mind F hold you back. Okay. All right. Thank you, Kate. Us sharing why we love it from the beginning is why we are where we're at. Correct. Absolutely. And you guys, my invites look totally different now than they did then. Why? Because I've grown confidence and I found my voice. But I would have never, and Caitlin would have never found her voice if she just sat there and said, I need to invite. But I really should be making some money and have some people on my team and have some clients before I can actually say that I am helping people. Remember, we can't plant the seed. You're planting the seed of belief in somebody. Do you realize that? When you share the coaching opportunity, you're telling that person that you see something in them. Think about that. You're not bothering them. You're not pushing a gimmick on them. You're planting a seed of belief in that person because you see something that maybe they don't see yet. Okay? Think about that and go invite your 5 people or more and then drop it in the comments. Okay? Caitlin and I are going to fly around the country and find all your asses and beat down your doors if you don't invite 5 people to join us on that call on Thursday. And they don't, like she said, it would be fun, wouldn't it? Road trip! We have 2 weeks before we have to stop drinking again, so we better make it quick. All right, you guys have an amazing night. We appreciate you taking the time. Caitlin, thank you so much for putting the content together. Katie, I am so glad you are on, even though I didn't get to see your beautiful face. You guys have an amazing night. I'll get the recording up. 5 people. 5. High five it and go do it. Okay, love you. Bye.